Alrighty guys, so we are back at it with Factorio. So today we are going to look at making our explosives. So like I said, I think blasting charges is going to give us access to water in places that we already have built over. So that's what we're kind of shooting for. But in order to do that, we need explosives, and it's going to be a good way for us to get rid of our sulfur. Now for this we need purified water, charcoal, and sulfur. And we've got all of those up here. We're making purified water for our washing of our stuff to make our metals. We've got iron, we've got charcoal coming in, and we've got sulfur being made as part of our waste product. So we're going to start using all of that. Plus we got a lot of it stored. But in looking at this, if you look, we are using a lot of our purified water. So we're going to add to that real quick, is the first thing that we're going to do. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to add 2 more chem plants to the mix. We're going to have them producing purified water, and we're going to add them in prior to the top up valve. That way they don't overproduce if it comes to it. So let's go ahead and throw them into the mix. And that is there. And then this one comes up to here. Oops, let's do it this way. So then that goes there and there. There we go. Now we have better production on our water. It should give us more of what we need. We're not in a big hurry with the explosives, so we don't have to be real quick with it. So let's look at what the explosives are made in a chem plant. So we need our purified water, and we're going to need to bring our charcoal out of where it's at up here somewhere. Let us look. Can we... Now I know we can get in here, and we can do purified water there. We can pull that off of there, and we can bring our charcoal up this way. But one of the things I want to see if we can do, yeah, we should have enough room to do it, is we put this puppy right here, right? We can put our excess in here. We can bring it up here and put it in here. We can plop down our chem plant, and we can do a Gazauda and a Gazinta. Actually, well, no, that should be fine because it's only going to take what this wants. So that wants explosives. So that'll take the sulfur out, put it back in as explosives. We want to come from here to here. That gives us our purified water. Then the only other thing we need is our charcoal, which, like I say, we have down here. We just need to bring it up to our manufacturing process. And we can do that right like this, right? And one there, and one there, and that should be everything we need, it looks like, right? Now here's the next question. Can we somehow make this so that... How about if we do this? And we tell this... can we tell it? No, but if we had... Do we have... We can make one. We go here to here, right? Then we can set this to enable if sulfur... Where is sulfur? Is greater than... Oh, let's say 2,000 for now. We'll go back and look at this. Right? So then this will not operate until this is over 2,000. And as soon as that gets to be less than 2,000, that should stop. Make sure that's working right. Right, there it is, it's working. So that will keep that at under 2,000, which will continue to give us enough to supply this. Everything else will go into here. And we are copacetic there. So now I can just bring the rest of my sulfur over, and that will start to make my explosives. So we're good to go there. Now, what do we need? There it is. Alright, so this we need grenades, we need explosives, and we need empty barrels. Now for grenades, I believe we need charcoal and iron plates. Well, we got charcoal, but I do not believe we are bringing iron plates up here anywhere. I do not, I mean, we're making them over here, so it's not that far away. But I don't know if we want to deal with that right now. So we're going to need charcoal and iron plates. Maybe we'll just make the grenades someplace else and we'll hand carry them for now. Because we really don't need a lot of the cliff explosives and the ground and the blasting charges. Now blasting charges... cliff explosives take grenades, explosives, and empty barrels. Blasting charges also take empty barrels, so we need to be near steel manufacturing for both of those. And then we need to be near iron and charcoal for the grenades. So I think we'll just leave this here. We'll leave this to make explosives. And we'll come down this way. And we'll come down by our belt, our not our belt, but our main bus. And we'll come down here somewhere and start with this. We definitely need to bring up our iron production. We're using a lot of iron that, you know, we need more, is the bottom line. Will this fit here? Can we sneak it in there? If we sneak this in here, I mean, it's going to start robbing before anything else does, but we can limit the chest pretty severely. Let's put that there for now, right? And we'll do here, here, and here. And we'll put a chest, and we'll limit that chest to 1 stack. And then we'll tell this to make grenades. Now, is that going to steal the iron before anything else gets it? Yes. But we'll live with that. Because we're only going to make one pile, and we can use them for dealing with worms. We can use them for making our explosives. Now, our explosives need barrels, which needs iron. Right? Empty barrels, and an empty barrel, it looks like, takes one steel to make a barrel. So we'll need the grenades, and we'll need steel, and we'll need the explosives. And that looks like that's all we're going to need. And then we're going to need a couple of factories. So let's go down here where we have our steel on our line. Do it right here, maybe. So if we make barrels, and then we come out like that, and we make this make barrels. Where are barrels? All right. Barrels, empty barrels, right? And then that will bring that in there, and we'll give it here, and we'll give it here, and we'll do that there, and then this will make cliff explosives, and this will make blasting charges, and then we just need one to go in, one to go out, because that will require explosives and grenades, which we can put in there by hand. And then that will come out, and then we don't have to limit this because we're basically limiting it by what we put in. Right? So that can only make as many as it'll take. And then we got to get grenades, and we got to get blasting, or we got to get explosives. So if we go back up here, by now we ought to have some grenades. So we'll grab what's there. We'll go over here and we'll grab our explosives. Oops. While we're here, let's grab another load of sulfur. We've got a crap ton of sulfur. Now, I don't know that I want to use it all up in this explosive endeavor, but certainly we can start to use up some of it, because we got a ton. We'll save some of it for other things, because I know down the line we're going to need it for other things. But for now, let's use up some of what we got. I kind of wish that there was a way that you could program with the logic circuits to be able to change the recipe on a factory. So like, as the stone got low, we could change this to stone. And once the stone filled back up, we could change it back to sand to keep this from this flowing. Now, what I could do, potentially, although we don't have the room for it here, is I could set up two sets of factories. I could set up one for stone and one for sand. And then I could switch them based on whether this needed it or not. We could put one of the switches in that we used to isolate different areas, and we can control those switches, and it would switch back and forth between them. Maybe when we move this and get it all set up, maybe we'll do something like that. I don't know. It's worth kind of playing with. But it would be even cooler if you could tell a factory or an assembler. I keep calling them factories. The whole thing's the factory. Those are assemblers. It's just my way of misnomering things. It would be kind of cool to be able to have it change recipes based on what you need. That would be kind of a neat way of doing things, I think. So we'll put that in there and that in there. And then that should make cliff explosives. And then this needs 2 cliff explosives and a barrel. We'll make a blasting charge. And once we have a blasting charge, I can test and see if what I believe to be the case is the case. And I think what these do is they put holes in the ground and you can get water out of the holes. So there we go. We have a blasting charge. Looks like you can size it up or down. I guess kind of like with landfill. So let's take it over here. I don't want to blow anything up. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it does what I thought it would do. It puts water in the ground. So then we could put a pipe, we could put a pump there, potentially, right? And if that wasn't a big enough hole, we could make the hole bigger. So now I know. So now, up here on these places like up here, where I have run all the way out to this pump, I can now pull up all that line and put the pump down here and get it all out of the way. That's going to be nice. That's a big plus in setting this up, because now we can go ahead and build out sand as we need it and not have to worry about leaving little gaps for the water. We can make our own water gaps later. Let me see if we have a pump on the on the train. If we have a pump on the train, we can test that theory to make sure. There is a pump on the train. We can test that theory to make sure, and we can grab an additional load of sulfur while we're at it. We'll just clear the sulfur out of this one. And I guess maybe some of the sulfur out of this one. Why not, right? The other place where that whole switching between recipes would be nice is with this, with our iron manufacturing. Because as the second ingredient, I'm trying to think of what it is right now. I can't think of what it is. Builds up. Then we turn back on the recipe number 3 for iron. But then we turn it back off as we run out of it. So it would be nice to be able to switch back and forth automatically. Where did our hole go? Well, it's around here somewhere, right? We made a hole. Where did we make our hole? I tried to be out of the way of everything, and now I've lost my hole. There's my hole. There it is. Now I see it. So a single hole is not big enough. All right. Let's see if we've got some more explosives now. By now we should have some more made, I think. Yes. Oh, we have one more made. Okay, because we're out of explosives. Well, let's see if one is enough. All right, so there's a gap now, right? Not quite. Maybe it needs to be a bit more. All right. All right, and there's our tech. Let us run up here, get some more explosives because we should have plenty by now. All right, and then run over here and get that started, and then we will select our tech. All right, so that's started. So now, let's look at our tech. Well, right off the bat, we want, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. We want accumulators right off the bat because then we can start doing some of their stuff in solar. Let's take robotics so that we can then work towards building our construction bots. We don't have everything we need for them yet, but we can start in that direction. This looks like it's going to give us better ore, so we're gonna take that. Lasers, I don't know if we need them yet. I mean, I don't know that the range on lasers is very good. It's less range. 24. Yeah, we can do better with the gun, range-wise. What is this going to give us? This is going to give us just all right, so that's going to open up a bunch of stuff. Let's go ahead and take that puppy. We're going to have to make other circuits, though, which means we're going to need brass and aluminum and things like that. But we're working towards that anyway. That's what we want to work on our production soon. Chlorine processing. What's chlorine processing going to give me? I don't know if that's going to be something we really need yet. What is this going to give us? It's acids. That's going to give us liquid plastic, which we'll be able to get plastic from the trees and stuff. And I think we'll be able to get it from the swamp. We'll be able to get rosins from the temperate. So we'll take both of those. I think that's going to fill us up for now. So that'll get us going on our next research. So let's look at the map. While that's doing that, let's take a look at the map. So we've got our slag production here. We've got our fuel production and our power production here. So I'm thinking our sand production is needed for dirt and clay and sand and what have you. So I think we're going to stick that in right here because those are so far our three basic materials that we need to make everything else. So we're going to put the sand production that we were doing over here. We're going to put it up here next. Probably not this episode. We'll probably do it in the next episode. I'm going to get everything ready to do it. But we will put sand production right in here. And then all of this stuff is going to start moving, I think, down into this area, possibly a little further over, to start doing our metals and get our metal productions running a lot more than they are. It may even go down this way, I don't know. And then we're going to start looking at producing all of the different kinds of algae because we have green algae, we have brown algae, But we've also researched red and blue algae, and blue algae is going to give us our oil stuff. And it's also going to start to give us some of the weird things that we need to grow the gardens and things like that. So maybe our algae production for all of the different algae is going to go here, and then the green stuff will go here. So this here will be our metals. This will be our sand and dirt, and this will be our green stuff. You know, our algae and then our green stuff. I think that's kind of where we're headed. And then, of course, after that, we'll have to start looking at gathering some more of the ocean for us. All right, so we got 6. Let's go over here and see if we can make this hole bigger. And see if we can get it to a point where, okay, so that's that one, that's that one. So if we do here and here, right? Now, okay, we're not quite there yet. Maybe we do here. And here. Now can we do it? Yes, see, there we go. So, okay. So what we're going to need from the looks of it is we're going to need 4 spaces. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 6 for each one, right? Yeah, so there we go. So, but at least we know we can put our pumps in. We just have to make our excavation explosives, or our blasting charges, whatever they call it, and that'll let us do it. So we're going to fill that hole in. That's going to get us going. So now we've got our explosive production going. We'll just have to hand jam the explosives for now, and we'll have to hand jam the grenades for now. But that's pretty minor. We're not going to use a lot of them, so I don't think we really need to produce a lot of it. We're only really going to need it in those places where we need pumps. So that's what we got going, guys. We got our sciences picked out, and we sort of know where we're headed. So I am going to get all the materials together so that we can start doing our sand. And I will see you in the next episode. We'll put the sand up here. All right, bye for now.